Sports Extra.
On a Tuesday. Is this the dagger?
Good evening and welcome to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. Tonight on Sports Extra, we will be chatting with Nicole Thompson, who is the competition manager for the Caribbean Regional Bocce Tournament that was held here over the weekend at the Lions Center. I hope you were there. It was amazing. Coach Helen Arana, did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Correct, yeah.
All right, and she is the coach for the bocce athletes. And the special bocce athlete, we have Dionne Thomas in the studio with us. Good evening.
Good evening.
It's good to have you here. I know if they were listening on our local sports, they would have heard your segment, yours and Tivon. I played it tonight just to let them know that, you know, we got you guys on the show tonight. All right, so thank you all so much for being here. In the second segment, we'll hear from members of the Inter-Primary School Cricket League that's currently going on. Cherry Whitaker, Coach David Bernard, and Carrie Ann Jones-Hilton will be in the studio as well. But for now, we're going to shoot it back to the studio for a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Sports Extra in a minute.
Get ready for a sizzling good time at Hurley's. Join us for a family fun day, celebrating the launch of the all-new Sweet Beef's Barbecue Chicken by Boar's Head. Bring the whole crew, because this event is for everyone. We'll have music, bouncy castles, prizes, free samples of the delectable Sweet Beef's Barbecue Chicken, and our homemade juice bar lemonade. Local vendors will be showcasing their goods for sale, so come support our community. Join us on Friday, May 31st from 3:30 p.m. onwards at Hurley's.
In a world where physical health often takes the spotlight, let's not forget about our mental well-being. Mental health affects how we think, feel, and act in our daily lives. Taking care of our mental health means recognizing when we need help, seeking support from loved ones or professionals, and practicing self-care techniques like mindfulness and relaxation. Remember, it's okay to not be okay sometimes. Let's break the stigma and prioritize mental health for a happier and healthier life. Your mind matters. This message is brought to you by the Lions Club of Grand Cayman, serving the Cayman Islands for over 50 years.
The 12 p.m. weather report is brought to you by Kirk Home Center. To see what you can save this month on kitchen gadgets, housewares, decor items, patio furniture, tools and hardware, lawn and garden items, and gift ideas, check out www.kirkhomecenter.ky.
For the record, with Ort Connor.
Folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and, by extension, For the Record into your home.
Hear from your government and community leaders on issues and events concerning the Cayman Islands and its residents during Radio Cayman's For the Record talk radio program, airing each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning from 7:30 to 10.
For the Record.
For the Record.
For the Record
is brought to you by JN Money, from abroad to yard. Fast, affordable, convenient. For more information, visit jnmoneyonline.com.
Covering Little Cayman, Cayman Bride.
Cover me.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. Good evening to you out there that's listening to us here on Radio Cayman Sports Extra. Tonight we'll be talking with representatives of the Caribbean Regional Bocce Tournament that took place on the weekend. We have Nicole Thompson, who is the competitions manager, Helen Arana, who's the coach, and Dionne Thomas, who was an athlete in the actual tournament. So we're going to hear from them today. Ladies, gentlemen, good evening, and how are you?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good evening.
We're good so far.
Good so far? Yeah. I mean, it's over. It's over now. And
yes,
I know it was a lot
sigh
of
of
work.
relief, yes.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. So we're going to start off with you, Nicole. And any one of you can answer, what inspired the Cayman Islands to host the Caribbean Regional Bocce Tournament?
Well, actually, it was inspired by the fact that we were left out of the World Games.
Okay.
So just
Wow,
to
yeah.
explain, every country gets a quota for the different disciplines. And unfortunately, in the last World Games that were held in Berlin for Special Olympics, Cayman Islands did not get a quota for bocce. And we have been training. We have a constant group that meets on Sundays. And it was very disappointing to not get a quota. But bocce is probably one of the third most popular sports at Special Olympics. So it was really a numbers game.
Okay.
So, and in all fairness, it wasn't only Cayman that was left out. There are quite a few Caribbean countries as well that did not get a quota. And therefore, we kind of got together and said, hey, our athletes are training all the time. Where can we get meaningful competition? And the idea was sparked.
Yes.
I brought it to my national team, and they said, okay, let's run with it. And the result was that awesome tournament we had over the last few days.
Awesome. And for those of you who may have seen it and those of you who did not, you missed it, the Lions Center was transformed into a beautiful masterpiece bocce courts. I've never seen it like that before.
Yes.
International competition like, you know.
Yes.
And I love it. Who's responsible for that? And how long did it take? It looked like it took like, well, you couldn't come on my show last week. Because of that,
Yes.
You guys were doing a lot of setup.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
actually, it was a process.
Yeah.
And I have to thank the Games Organizing Committee,
Yeah.
chaired by Dr. Shari Smith,
Yes, of
and
course.
deputy chaired by Anthony Rich, and then our national director, Darrell Rankin. The three of them, along with a host of others, we really had an excellent team that worked together. And we transformed the Lions Center. I
Yeah,
mean,
it really did.
kudos to the Lions Club for allowing us to use their facility. We thanked them over and over again when that sun was beating down and we were actually in a covered area.
Yes.
But yes, we really were able to transform. And again, I just want to mention Mr. Tommy Ebanks, who really was in charge of the facilities and so forth, and also Mr. Cyril, who helped him.
Nice.
So we had to fit those 6 courts. We had to order the courts and bring them in all the way from New Zealand. We had to get the carpet. We had to lay everything. We had to mark them. So we were very busy getting everything done. And then on last week, Tuesday, we actually had our national games.
Right.
Because even with this competition going on, we were doing our regular training.
Okay.
So we had our national games and we held it there as well. So
Okay.
all our local athletes
Got
got
a
a chance to
chance
play on that
Yes.
surface as well. Because we were training with
Good
bocce, so it was
advantage.
excellent. They really got to test it out
Yeah,
first, essentially.
yeah.
So, it all worked out very well.
The pipes that run along the court, is that what it's initially like when you go to Special Olympics, or they use something else?
Right. So there are various things that are used, but
Yeah.
over the past few years, we have had this company. It's called Packer World out of New Zealand. And they actually weren't pipes. They were a kind of vinyl that's inflated.
Okay.
So it makes it very easy to take down and to roll down and to store.
Nice.
Which is one of the challenges. So they store all those courts, each one stores in 2 bags, which are labeled, and which we can definitely put away somewhere. So it's easy to take down, it's easy to pump up, and the parts are actually labeled and so forth. So it looked very challenging, but once we got the hang of it, because I think about a month or 2 ago, we actually tested out 1 court. So you say, okay, let's make sure we know what we are
Yes.
doing here.
Right.
And we also had to test the surface to make sure that the carpet was the right texture so that it wouldn't be too difficult for the athletes to roll on. And alternatively, too fast that as soon as they roll the ball, it's like down at the end and there's no competition. So,
Understood. And before we get to Giovanni, can you share some highlights from the planning and execution of this event?
I think it was just so what word I would use? It made my heart sing, so to speak, to see an idea started as a mere thought and see it
Yes.
come to fruition. And I think on that Friday, I don't know if you were there, Dionne, but on that Friday night when we had our first award ceremony,
Yes.
and all athletes participated in singles, so all athletes got, whether it's a medal or a ribbon,
Nice.
and everyone was on that stage. I don't know if Giovanni remember that experience. We have photos of it all over.
He looks like he remembers everything.
And for all of us, it just was like, this is why we did it.
Yes.
Because we saw the joy on the faces of all the athletes, and it just felt, yes.
Okay.
And for I think most people, that was the highlight. Just
Awesome.
seeing the joy on the athletes' faces.
Awesome. And speaking of athlete, how are you, sir?
I'm
Good?
fine.
You're good. Awesome. So I was there in spirit. I was there and I saw you compete. I think it was the doubles event with Tavon, and you guys won gold in Division 2. That was amazing. Congratulations again. Did you win any other medals?
No, it was just only the goals.
It was just a gold? Okay, so how did it feel? How did you feel winning that gold medal?
Well, I felt great winning it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really a fun game.
Yes. It looks like a lot of fun.
It might look easy, but it's not easy.
Oh, yeah, that's not. No.
Like when
It looks fun, but it doesn't look easy either.
No.
No. Yeah. Okay, pretty good. And what did you do, and Tavon and all your other teammates do to get ready for this tournament?
Get ready for it. What we do, we practice almost every single month.
Okay.
To get ready for the event that's coming up. Like what we just done finish. So like it was a new stadium that we don't really know, like get used to it yet. So that's why we have to like practice on Sunday or Monday.
Right.
To have the advantage and know how we work out.
Awesome.
So we can figure out strategies.
Did you like it? Did you like the whole setup?
I like it, but I just don't like how it was.
Like, what do you mean? Like in close proximity? Like what?
When you try to like roll the ball and it lick off of that, it didn't want to go like where it wanted to go.
Oh, it didn't want to. Oh my goodness, yes. Okay.
That's the thing. Like, and next thing too, it always slowed down.
Oh, is it because of the grass probably?
It's because of the grass. It's a little bit bumpy.
Oh, okay.
But my favorite things to do, like, I just like do it by the corner.
Okay.
So you could.
You learned the art of it because you had that advantage to practice before, right? So you learned the art of how to get the ball to the palina, you call it?
Palina.
To the white ball?
Yeah. The palina, yes, the white ball, yeah.
Which one is the palina? The one
the
that
white,
you're throwing?
The white ball.
Okay, the small one. I see, I'm learning too. Thank you very much. But it was so fun watching all of you. It was really, really, really good. So tell me, what was your favorite part? What's your favorite part of bocce? Why do you like bocce?
When you like bocce, because I get lots of experience from it.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely game, and I want to learn more from it.
Okay, awesome. Do you play any other sport?
Yes, I play basketball. I do track and field. And yeah, just only those two, plus bocce.
You sound like a pro, Giovanni. Is this your first time representing Cayman internationally?
My first time.
This was his first time? No, he's done it before?
Yes, he went to Berlin last year.
Went to Berlin?
For track,
yeah.
First time with bocce.
You can't leave that out. That's amazing. What was that experience like in Berlin? You remember?
Yes, I remember. It was a fun experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I get to like meet new people.
Yes.
And everyone all around the world. And there was one like if they want to come visit Cayman.
Yes.
And I say, yeah, welcome to visit Cayman because it's really a nice place.
Yes.
I have lots of stuff to do. Like all the people in here, they're fun. Like when I mean fun, they are fun.
Yeah. Yes, of course, I'm sure. And Coach, what does it mean for the Cayman Islands to have fielded 7 athletes in this tournament? Could we have fielded more?
That would have been probably taking a little bit too much advantage of the advantage we already took.
Okay, all right. Good one.
I was rather grateful for the home advantage of being able to have 7 of our athletes play in the bocce tournament. What was also quite interesting for me was the fact that the court that we were using was not the typical one that we typically practice on.
Right.
And it was just amazing to watch them having to try and figure out how they needed to change things that they would typically do so as to be able to adjust to get close to the palina and get their balls as close to the palina as possible.
All right. So for those who are listening and do not know what bocce is, can you share with us what is the sport of bocce? How is it played? And is there another sport maybe you could say, to help the listeners know it's similar to this? Nicole?
The coach turns to me to explain this. So I tend to describe it similar to lawn bowling. So what it is, there's a target ball called a palina or a jack or a target, whatever you choose to call it. Okay. It's a little smaller ball, normally bright colored, whether it's, in our purposes, we tend to use a white one, but you can use a bright yellow as well.
Okay.
And you have 2 teams. Each team has 4 bocce balls. red and green. So the idea is to get closer to the target than your opponent.
Okay.
It's not an alternate play, it's who gets closer. And the challenge, and I mean, I always laugh at this, is to see anyone playing. And initially, as Giovanni was saying, you think it's easy, but it's actually not.
Yeah.
So you think, oh yes, I'm going to get there. First time you lift the bocce ball, you realize, okay, this is heavier than I thought. That's
Right.
the first thing.
First thing.
Then you now have to control the roll. So you have to be accurate to get it to the Polina. But then you are competing. So if your opponent is closer than you are, you have to come up with a strategy to get rid of their ball. So you may knock the ball away. You may knock the Polina away. So all these things. So it's a game of both skill and strategy.
Precision.
And I like to say it's not over until the last ball is rolled.
Yeah.
Because so often we may see somebody thinking they're leading. They may roll a ball and may mess everything up. Their opponent may roll a ball and it may give them more points, or it may totally remove the points that they have. Okay. So you have to stay focused for all 8 balls.
So when you roll your ball and you move the Polina, is that okay?
Yes, that is.
But so once the Polina moves, let's say it goes far right, you have to try and get your ball closer to where the Polina is, no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only time it's a problem is if the Polina pops out of the court, because sometimes if you're rolling it too hard, you can actually force it to
And
jump
what
out.
happens then?
Oh, well, then you need to redo the frame.
Okay.
You need to start over.
And
so
Go ahead.
it's played in frames. So as I said, it's 4 balls on each side. Once those 8 balls are rolled, you then count the number of points that the color that is closest to the Polina.
Okay.
So only one team can get points on each frame.
Okay.
And then you keep going. Normally we go for time, like if it's a 20-minute game, 25-minute game, or we may go for points.
Okay.
We had some competitions, I tell you, it was 1 point for one team, 1 point for the other team.
Yeah.
And they went like that for 30 minutes. So at the end,
something like your game.
so
they
ended up like tied because the games were so close. And I remember, you talk about moments. I remember we were in the meeting we had the night before. We were saying, okay, lunch is probably going to be late, so maybe athletes can go to lunch a little earlier if they aren't playing. And I remember looking at the game going on after 12.
Yeah.
And nobody had moved.
Nobody was hungry.
Everybody was glued to the game because the competition was excellent.
Awesome. And as we're speaking about memories and moments, what are some of the standout moments or performances during the competition for you, Coach Helen?
It was when Giovanni and Tivon were playing doubles.
Yes.
And they were behind actually. And to watch Giovanni communicating with Tivon.
Yes.
Real team arrangement going on there. Discussing strategy, which afforded them the ability to have won that doubles.
Good strategy too. In the interview on the show, on our local sports show, he spoke about the strategy and how he had to tell Tivon what. Tell us again. What was the strategy that you told Tivon near the end of the game?
I have to tell Tivon, do not throw the ball fast, because if you throw it fast, you lose control and the grip of the ball too.
Right.
So you gotta take time with it and try to get as close to the Polina as possible.
And he listened. He trusted you and he listened.
He trusted me because I'm trying to do everything we can so that we can win.
Yes.
Because I realized that they were further ahead of us because we had 5 points, but then they almost catch up to about 4.
Okay.
So I have to talk to Tivon and make sure he get it through his head, so we can win this game.
That's a captain. That's what a captain does. Listen, you better listen to me right now. I got you. Good job. And how did the tournament, either Coach Helen or Nicole can answer this, how did the tournament cater to the needs of athletes with different abilities? Because there were some kids with different abilities as well there.
So one of the first things that we do prior to the commencement of the games is that we division our athletes.
Yes.
And we division athletes based on ability, gender, and age.
Okay.
All right. So that ensures that it is fair. It ensures that athletes of the same ability are playing the same athletes to ensure, as I said, that it is fair. So that is one of the things that you do in bocce. And that's what we did, which ensured that it was fair across the board.
Awesome. I know Giovanni spoke about training and preparation. How did that go for you with the athletes, with the 7 athletes training? in preparation for this?
Well, fortunately for us, this was our time for Special Olympics. We do training every Tuesday.
Right.
And these last, how many weeks was it?
It would have been about 8 weeks.
8 weeks, we were just focused. All our special athletes were playing bocce. And on a Sunday, we also have special training for the athletes, just for the bocce athletes. So our athletes got an opportunity to have training 2 days for the week. On Sundays, we are then able to focus specifically on strategies and that sort of thing to be able to support the athletes to be able to perform optimally at the competition.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Where was I with Nicole?
And if I can just add,
yeah, sure.
I think that's one of the greatest things, because our athletes were training a lot and having the opportunity to compete. You know, there's one thing about being a big fish in a small pond, as I say. And for Giovanni, I think I'm most pleased about that for him. He's one of our best players. But he has played all our fellow athletes many times.
Yes.
So it was really nice to see him on essentially an international stage and still being able to compete and medal. And he was a little bit modest. He said he only won a medal for doubles. No. He also won the medal for singles.
Okay.
So he won the gold for singles as well. Right?
How could you leave that out? That was amazing.
So
Good
it's
stuff.
really good for him to be at that level and have to really up his game and bring his strategies to fore and so on. So it was really pleasing.
What were some of the biggest challenges, Nicole, organizing this event?
I think for the organizing committee, it was sometimes the pace at which things went. A big tournament like this, we had about 18 different countries. There was a lot of communication and correspondence. And sometimes for the Games Committee, we didn't get that correspondence and that information as quickly as we would have liked. So that was a bit of a challenge. But other than that, the committee stepped up. Some of the big areas we had were definitely accommodation, because we had to host a lot of people.
Yes.
Transportation, moving them from the airport to the hotel, from their hotels to the venue. But the persons who were in charge of those areas, Dan Murphy, I'll mention him for transport, Sarah and Debbie for accommodation, they did an excellent job. The meals, we had to have meals, lunch and dinner at the venues. There was a bit of downtime because we also did some training. So again, one of the things that our coaches have said in the Caribbean, because we kind of have a group going, is that they want to be certified. They want to get that training. They want to get the officials training. So that was also part of the program. So getting that organized. There was some downtime for the athletes while their coaches were in training. So we had to get activities for them to keep them engaged and so on. So I think all in all, things went well. Everything worked together and the tournament was a success.
Sorry. Okay. Awesome. Excuse me. I'm got a little cough going there for some reason. Okay, but how are you hoping this tournament impacts the popularity of bocce within the region?
Okay, so bocce is already fairly popular within the region, but of course we can always grow.
Yes,
I know one of the challenges here for us in Cayman is that it's very much right now limited to the Special Olympics community. Special Olympics, and I know I've discussed this with you before, has a unified component, which is where the athlete and the non-athlete plays. And one of the things we really want to push a bit more here is using our corporate support, using our company's support, getting them out as a company, let's say, or even as a ministry, I'm in one of the ministries, to play with our athletes and get that so they're learning the game. And also they are meeting and interacting with our special athletes. So it's really something we want to push. Even during the summer when we kind of have some downtime, there may be time for companies who their workers maybe not have anything special to do, but we definitely want to draw them out onto the bocce courts to get some practice and to interact with our athletes who might be available.
Awesome. And did you guys receive any feedback? Because I did when I was there. I interviewed some of the coaches that were from different countries. They had nothing but nice things to say about the hospitality, about the competition itself, the venue, and how you guys fixed the arena. So what were some of the feedback that you guys received?
It offered an opportunity to discuss some of the things that they were doing and some of the things that we were doing here, to the extent that there's one person who's still on island that I've promised to take her to go and see our court, because she wants to do build a court similar to us. And so it offered the opportunity to talk about what they might use to build their court, so that they don't think they have to get those fancy things that we got all the way from New Zealand, that it didn't require all of that. So if they would see where we train, they would recognize that you can do something a lot simpler and still have the opportunity for your athletes to train.
Awesome. And we can't go without talking about the local community and its contribution. Talk to me about, how did they contribute to the success of this tournament?
Oh my goodness, when I stood up to do the vote of thanks, it kept going on and on and on. But yes, we do. I mean, Cayman Islands is very fortunate in that we normally have a real cadre of supporters for most events. And that came through as well for Special Olympics and for this particular tournament. So just to name a few, we had Ernst & Young, we had the Ministry of Tourism and Ports. They helped us with many things. We had A.L. Thompson, we had TCI Paint, we had... there were a host of others. I didn't bring my list with me, so I can't remember them all. But there were really a lot of companies, Water Authority is one, that really stepped up and provided some of the things we needed. And we really thank them for their support. And many of them have continually supported different Special Olympics events, and we really appreciate that. We had a lot of support of the volunteers as well, so I need to mention them.
Yes.
People came from all around. Oh, I must mention the Lions, Lions Club of Grand Cayman, who not just their facility, but also their members, the Leos clubs that came forward. So all the volunteers, there were people who were friends of friends, and some people who just came off, they just heard about it and wanted to be a part of it.
That's so nice.
And yes, it was really tremendous. We also must mention the support we had from Mr. Honorable Bernie Bush.
Yes.
Was very much instrumental in the law enforcement torch run, and he's actually one of the founding members of Special Olympics in the Cayman Islands. We had our Deputy Premier out there, Mr. Andre Ebanks. And
we had the Minister of Sport
and
as
the
well.
Minister of Sport as well, Mr.
Isaac
Isaac Rankin, who came out. So we really have gotten a lot of support. And we want that support to continue, not just for Bush, but for Special Olympics in general.
All right. And Giovanni, before we go, what were some of the fun moments you had at the tournament?
Let's see.
The most fun time you had.
Oh, the dance.
Apart from winning, the dance. There was a dance?
Yeah, there was a dance after the competition.
Saturday night we ended with a dance party.
Like you was saying, especially the medals. I've been wanting to get my medals.
Yes.
And that really excited me, and I was so proud
of yourself. Yeah.
Because I have my family, my coaches there supporting me.
And they saw that you worked hard for it too, and you deserved it. Yes. Yeah. I'm happy for you as well. Good job.
Especially you was there cheering me on, and other countries. I made some friends there, from other countries. They were thinking you got this, you can do this. And that really...
How does that make you feel when you hear that kind of support from the people in the stands that are looking on? How does it make you feel when you hear the country supporting you and other countries as well?
Happy. All of them were supporting me.
All right. And what would you like to say to other kids who would like to play bocce?
First of all, bocce is a fun game. It might not look like it's not a fun game, but it's actually a nice game. So you should try it out sometime. I don't know if you're hearing this yet, but if you are, just look it up on YouTube. And
that's right.
Figure out the game, learn the strategy, all that stuff. And when you get that, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hope you enjoy the game.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Giovanni, for coming by. I appreciate you. And all the best to you. And ladies, Nicole and Coach Helen, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. All right. That's it for this first segment of Sports Xtra. When we come back, we'll hear about interprimary cricket. So stay tuned.
Let your voice be heard on community affairs, social issues, and all things Cayman on Talk Today, airing middays on Radio Cayman 89.9 FM and brought to you by Digicel. Get more data and faster speeds with a bigger, better network. Join the Digicel family today.
The Passport and Corporate Services Office is advising travelers to check their passports to ensure all is in order ahead of summer holiday travels. Travelers should check their passport validity, verify entry requirements for the destination, and apply for or renew passports and visas early. For more information, call 345-649-7678 or email passportandcorporate@gov.ky.
You know what I love to do with my family? Go fishing. I can put the bait on and cast and reel the line all by myself. My mommy and daddy say when they were little, there were plenty more fish to catch, but now there are lots more people fishing, so it's harder to find them. That's why we have marine parks now. They set some areas aside so the fish there can have babies and grow bigger. Then they swim out to other areas where I can catch them. Having the marine parks means there will still be fish there when I'm grown up and fishing with a family of my own.
For more info, download the Cayman DOE app or visit doe.ky.
If you're a parent, you know that providing your child with a quality early childhood education can be expensive. However, the Ministry of Education offers financial assistance through its Early Childhood Assistance Program to help qualifying Caymanian families cover the costs at registered early childhood settings. Visit our online application portal at moeapplications.gov.ky to learn more and get started. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education.
Radio Cayman, the voice, the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Are you all ready? You could pull your mics closer to you. I know it. Just adjust it. All right, we're on now. So, welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. Inter-primary cricket is the topic for the second segment of tonight's show, and I'll have you guys introduce yourselves. We can start here. That's fine. I usually start that way, but I'll start here.
Okay, I am Karen Jones-Hilton, and I'm the lead PE teacher for the primary schools.
My name is Cherry Whitaker. I'm the school sports coordinator for Department of Sports.
My name is David Bernard, the Senior Development Officer of Cayman Cricket.
Awesome. And we're like, what, the sixth week?
Final week.
Final week. Is that the seventh?
Eighth.
Yes. Eighth week? Okay, awesome. So we're in the final week. How has it been?
Well, it's been very good. I must say the competition has grown, both in numbers and also in the skill level of the children. So in every sense of the word, it has been an improvement on what we've had the last 2 seasons, Kerry. Right. So it's been a vast improvement, and we're really thankful for what we've been seeing, the commitment from the children as well as the schools, through the PE teachers, the principals. Everyone involved has been really committed in getting the children out to playing, and I must say I'm really pleased at the results thus far.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Coach. What strategies, Coach David, are being implemented to enhance cricket skills? among the players in this league?
Exposure to the game. So that's part of what Cayman Cricket does. We try to get into the schools to assist with their programs in delivering cricket. And that's basically been our strategy. And so far, it's been paying dividends. And we offer assistance whenever and however we can to the schools, whether it be through structured programs which are sent out, or whatever way possible we can to assist cricket being delivered within those schools.
And Kerry, as lead PE teacher for the primary schools, how do you guys integrate cricket into the physical education curriculum for primary schools?
Okay, so cricket is one of the focus sports, and we normally start cricket in the third term.
Third term, okay.
Yes. So we have cricket. We start cricket from, for some schools, we start from reception. I can speak for East End and the North Side. We start from reception, and we just start with the simplest format where we might not use a cricket bat, but we might use a tennis racket, just to get them familiar with hitting the ball, running between two cones at a short distance, and then we pad that until we get to using the cricket terms, terminologies, and skills.
I like your hair, both of you.
Thank you.
It's really nice. The colors are blending over there. I'm not sure if it's purposely done, but it's beautiful.
Thank you.
What are the main objectives for students that are participating in this league?
Wow. Well, one, we encourage participation, and that is one big thing. We also, they develop sportsmanship, they develop teamwork, they develop, they learn a skill.
Yeah.
And this is a skill that can take them through life. I mean, cricket is now very big in the Cayman Islands, and people are latching onto it. When, for now, we have, in the semifinals, we have CIS, and they were basically nowhere to be found last year. But
is it that they didn't play, or they just...
No, they played, but they have improved
in every sport.
Dramatically.
That's pretty good, actually.
Yes. So kudos to Justin and the CIS staff.
Justin.
Jared, Justin, White. My apologies, Justin.
I was just trying to remember which Justin is. Two of them, I think, at CIS.
So they have just been improving in, as you said, all avenues of sports.
Oh, that's awesome. It's cool. And Cherry, how do the schools prepare the students for inter-primary cricket? How do you go about preparing them for this tournament, for this league, I should say?
Well, we rely mostly on the Cricket Association. David Bernard, he's the person that is the face to everything. He come and we join to each other, and then the only part the Department of Sports actually is involved is making sure that we have the facilities for them to play the games and stuff like that. So that's where I come in at. I make sure that facilities are ready and we have everything there.
But to add to that, Miss Cherry's just being a little shy, but she plays a
huge role.
Huge role in all of this. So we start planning cricket like 7-8 months in advance.
Yeah.
So by October, we call Dave and we say, Dave, it's time to put things on paper, and we start doing that. So by January, February, persons are asked if they're participating in the competition. Schedules are sent out by the end of February going into March. So we make sure that things are in order for the start of the cricket season in April or after the Easter break.
You guys are really busy throughout the year.
Yeah.
We're always busy.
It's a lot of work. No one understands the kind of the work that you all put, especially with their children. Yeah, you guys spend a lot of time with the kids, disciplining them, teaching them the game of life as well. Yeah. How do you implement those tactics with the kids as well?
Well, I mean, it comes with experience too.
Yeah.
And you have to
and being a mama as well.
And
yes, that is true. That is true. But you have to just find what the kids love and just meet them at where they are. So if you find, for example, I could talk about Eastern again. Cricket is no longer just a focus sport. It's a culture.
Culture now.
It's a culture at Eastern. So if you go to a reception class, they'll tell you, let's play cricket.
Yes.
Whether it's netball season or football season, they'll say, let's play cricket.
cricket.
Right. So we find the kids where they are and we meet them where they are, and then we incorporate what we need to incorporate, and then we just step it up a notch. And I guess that's why Eastern is now in the semifinals.
Terry, because is this the only school too that is actually is progressing so into cricket because she
Government
starts
school
from
too.
the lower years.
Yes.
And mostly school starts like from the year 5 and 6.
Okay.
And just thank you to Mr. David Bernard.
Mhm.
He's always there, or we call him Dave.
Which she doesn't like.
Coach Dave. Is that why he's sitting all the way over there?
He's always there. He's really always there. Whatever session we need him to take on or to help us with. And he's also there for like professional development for the PE teachers.
Yes.
So he's very visible. He's a very visible development manager. So thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. How do you assess and support the progress of the athletes in the league?
Well,
the coach, yeah.
So we look at, the competitiveness of the games, the overall performances, and that's how we can tell that, since I've been here, I've gone through, this is my third interprimary. I came here in 2022. One was already organized. It was just about, going through and following that template. But the other two, how we can tell that the skills have been improved or the level of competition is improved is based on the competitiveness of each games. As you say, a school like CIS, who hadn't featured in any of the playoff stages, have been very good this year and, are in contention to get into the final. But if you look at the overall results of the games, you have far less schools not winning games, and as I said, the games are more competitive. The skill level of the children in the different components of the game have been vastly improved. When we look back at the boys and girls, well, the girls rally, the boys one is rescheduled, but the level of cricket that we saw, even the observers were, commenting of the competence of the children in striking the ball, the athleticism, the bowling, the fielding, all of that, the game awareness, people are seeing vast improvement in that. Yeah. So, as I said, the competition has grown tremendously over the last couple of editions.
Alrighty, and what role does the Inter-Primary Cricket League play in the overall development plan for cricket here in Cayman?
It's very important. That's where I term it as engendering the passion. Not straying away from Inter-Primary, but we are currently also playing the under 15 high schools competition that's sponsored by Cayman National Bank. And the interest we've had in that is coming from the primary schools.
Yes.
Children are more keener to play cricket when they get into the high schools. And by virtue of having a girls and a boys competition in the primary schools, now we have a very vibrant girls and boys under 15 competition in the secondary schools. It leaves us now to look to expand that competition, maybe add a age group or two. So we may have to go to under 13s to engage the year 7s who are coming straight from the primary school into the high school, continue with the under 15 and also have under 18. That's the level of engagement that we've had with the children, and now we have to look to, as Kerry said, meet them where they are. So we have to, that's growth in the competition, and that's something that we have to look to. But it's all because of the passion and the interest the children now have in cricket.
And that leads to my next question. Are there any initiatives to track and to nurture players and identify, that you're identifying in this league, I should say?
Yes, we include them in our cricket academy.
Okay.
And that's where we look to offer them cricket outside of the schools. We are looking to, other things being coming into play, but we're looking to have our academy cricket series where we have cricket outside of the school. So we'll engage, we'll identify talent within the school's competition, both primary and secondary. Then we'll contact their parents, get them in our academy, and then we can get them into teams and we can play cricket on a weekend, so to speak, and get them playing cricket outside of school, because the desire to play the game is there and the passion to play the game is there. They're enjoying it, and so we have to give them more opportunities to being exposed at the game.
Awesome. Can you guys share how the league's structure, with its zones, the overs, and the benefits, how it benefits the young cricketers, etc.?
Well, with the primary, it's the inter-primary. The boys play 12 overs, 11 aside. The girls play 8 overs, 8 aside. So it's not too long where it's boring for them. And the field is not too big, so it encourages run scoring, ball striking. It's not too. It's fast paced and close in, so they are really into the games. When we get to the under 15s, which is the high schools. We play 15 overs, 11 aside.
Okay.
And as I said, it's modified to one. We don't lose an entire day of school if you have a game.
Right.
So you can play a game and go back to school, or you go to school and then come to the game afterwards. So it's all geared at, them having the best of both worlds.
Awesome. And so it's the last week. This Friday is the last.
So we have the semifinals.
The semifinals start
Wednesday,
on
and the schools in the semifinals.
That's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow at the Annex, starting at 12. And I'm inviting you as usual.
I wish you had told me that before. Okay.
My apologies, Dionne. So the schools in the semifinals, we have East End, both boys and girls. We have CIS in the boys. We have Prospect,
both boys
and girls, and we have Cayman Prep in the girls.
Okay.
And St. Ignatius, both boys and girls. So St. Ignatius topped their zone, and East End topped their zone.
Oh, awesome.
Yes,
I like it. This is going to be good. What do you guys have anything in mind? Who's winning this? Who do you see?
Close to call. There are too
you
many.
guys always say that stuff.
No, honestly, honestly, looking from what has transpired in the competition thus far, it's a lottery to see who wins. We're expecting a very competitive last playoff. From semifinals through to third place and finals. It will be very competitive.
I'm not asking you because you would stand.
But to be honest,
heart is with
last year, St. Ignatius was knocked out by Easton in the semifinals.
Yes.
This year, St. Ignatius is back on top.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that there is East and St. Ignatius matchup again. But as Dave said,
you just can't tell.
You just can't tell. For Prospect girls to get through, North Side had to play this game with the Red Bay, and it was like a clincher. It was at the last ball. So it's not like you can say, okay, predict this is going to happen. No, everything has changed because the people have taken the game so
to a different
serious.
Level. So, do you all remember any of the players from last year? Are they playing this year as well?
Quite a few.
And what's their improvement like?
There's this little one from St. Ignatius.
Sachin Baksan.
Yes.
What was the name? That's the coach.
He's in our academy. I've been here 2 years and he's in our academy for the last 2 years. So he hasn't.
That's with his. Speaks of his improvement as well, right?
So he literally terrorizes everybody that comes to St. Ignatius to play them. Yes, he terrorizes them. So that school is one school we need to watch and look out for. Okay. But I'm just excited about the teams that are in the semifinals, and I'm just excited to see what will happen on Wednesday.
Okay, so what time on Wednesday?
So the girls will start at 12 and the boys at 1.
At 1 o'clock.
At the Annex.
Okay, awesome. And I'm going to break from our segment to talk to Cherry about the summer camps that are coming up. What can you share with us? What's happening this summer?
Yes, I am going to give you. I'm leaving this one with you.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate this.
And we also have a cricket camp. Yes, this was done by one of our
I thought you were going to say
office. No.
No. This is
Janae
nice.
did this. She's very good.
Oh yes, she is.
Yes.
This is good stuff.
Yes. We actually let this finish with off with cricket too. We having a cricket camp, which Dave is in charge, and that is the July the 22nd to the 26th, and that's a Smith rollover. So, Dave, you want to talk about that just a little bit with the cricket?
Yeah, so it will be that week-long camp. Last year we had budgeted for about 40 or 50 kids, and I think for 2 weeks running in we were overbooked.
Yes.
So this year we have doubled that number, and I'm expecting the same response to it. It's just a fun camp where we introduce them to cricket, the basic cricketing skills. We make it fun. It's not about too much about coaching. It's just about the children coming out, being introduced to cricket, striking the ball, the basic skills, throwing the ball, catching, and it just bring it across to them in a fun and an enjoyable manner.
Awesome. And we have other summer camps as well.
And it's open for both boys and girls.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
And all of our camps are free.
Okay.
They're free. Majority of them starts at 8 till 12. Dave, your cricket camp is at 9 to 12. Yes. And we have netball, the lifeguard, which is swimming, the track and field, basketball, fitness and more, which is run by Miss Myrta Day, the cricket, which is run by Dave, and the footballs we have for East End, Bordentown, Aid Bush, and the Truman Borden, which is different. We have different.
I see that they're all in the evening. Well, two are in the evening.
Two's in the evening. East End and also West Bay.
Which is very good.
Yes, they decided to do it in the afternoons. Yes.
Oh, it's good for me. I'm not talking about the kids. I'm talking about me. And I have to cover the event. Okay, great. Sounds good. This is
and
good.
the swimming, the lifeguard window, you have to. It is not early swimming. You have to know how to swim to actually be in that program. So I'm going to leave that.
So this is the only swim camp for Department of Sports?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So we're going to take a short break.
Okay.
When we'll get back, we could talk a little bit more about the summer camps if you wish. And we could talk about the semifinal, a little more about the semifinal and final. All right. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more Sports Extra in a minute.
Discover your dream home with Cayman National's home loan. Get up to 95% financing, repayment up to 40 years, and just a 0.5% commitment fee. Your interest rate? Depending on your risk factors, it'll be fixed or variable. Plus, you get a pre-approved credit card. This is a limited time offer. Dial 949-8300 or email lending@caymannational.com today.
The Economics and Statistics Office is currently conducting the annual business surveys until June 14th. The surveys seek to collect information needed to answer these questions. How did the economy perform in 2023? In 2023, how much did foreign companies invest in the Cayman Islands? The surveys include all relevant entities that produce goods and services in the Cayman Islands. The surveys are confidential under the Statistics Act and are exempt from the Freedom of Information Act. Your response matters. Do your part. Fill out and return your survey forms to the ESO. Remember, better data, better decisions, better business. For assistance in filling out the forms or for more information, visit www.eso.ky or call 244-4676 or 244-4600.
This is Cody Scott, and I work in the water and wastewater sector. I am concerned about the vulnerability of our island's freshwater resources to climate change. Less rainfall and sea level rise affect the amount and quality of our natural freshwater. Households and the agricultural sector depend on these resources, as do our wetlands and forests. Protecting our freshwater resources is a critical priority. To learn more about the climate risk to our islands, visit www.gov.ky/climate change policy.
Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Welcome back to Radio Cayman Sports Extra. And we're going to start. I just heard that we had the final. See, Coach didn't contact me about this, but I heard we had the final for the secondary school cricket
Girls
league.
competition last week.
Okay. So, care to share about that?
Yeah, so as I said, all our competitions have grown
Yes.
tremendously. Last year we had 2 teams, St. Ignatius and Cayman Prep. This year we had Clifton Hunter and Cayman Prep fielding a second team. So we had 4 teams contesting the girls' competition. The finals was between Cayman Prep and St. Ignatius, which Cayman Prep won. So congratulations to them and well tried, St. Ignatius. And thanks to Clifton Hunter for their stellar participation. They just missed out on the finals. So it was very competitive. But in terms of schools cricket, this week we are calling it the finals week because today we had the semi-finals of the boys under 15 competition in which John Gray defeated Clifton Hunter in a very tight game. John Gray made 104 and Clifton Hunter finished on 91 for 9. And then we had the second semi-finals between Cayman Academy and Cayman Prep. That was very close because 2 very good teams. Cayman Academy batting first, got 124, and Cayman Prep just fell short, scoring 104 off their 15 overs. So it was a very closely contested semi-final session.
Okay.
So the finals is Thursday. Finals and third place playoff is Thursday at Smith Road Oval, starting at 9 a.m. for the third place playoff, and the final starts at 11:45 a.m.
Okay. So that was today.
That was today.
Okay. And the primary finals is slated for when?
Friday.
This Friday. So the semis is tomorrow.
Yes.
And both boys and girls?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So that's going to be a long day? No, it's 12.
Yes, our finals is at Smith Road Oval.
Okay.
And we start at 9 o'clock for the third place playoff. And then
10 for the boys,
10 for the boys, and then 11:30
for the
girls' final, and
12:30
for the boys. Yes.
Okay, and tomorrow, where is it going to be?
It's at the annex. We
At the
start
annex.
at 12.
Okay, so 12 and then 1.
Yes.
And then remember the 7th.
On the 7th, we have the
Or you
boys
decided on the boys' rally.
Yes, so
The
June the 7th at the annex, we'll be having the boys one-day rally.
Lots of cricket. I love it. Good stuff. Boys' rally.
If I might say thank you to a few persons.
Of course.
The Department of Education. They always be assisting whatever we call on. For example, we had a change of venue, and we just asked our director if we could just start a couple hours earlier, and he was like, yes. So we just thank him and the other persons who are working behind the scenes, Miss Kimberly Kirkconnell from the Department of Sports, Lady Cherry Whitaker. I can't do without her.
I like that
She's
title.
like my right hand, and the director and assistant director, especially Mr. Everton Edwards. We ask for a lot from him, and he is right
He
there.
always delivers.
He always delivers, and he delivers sometimes beforehand.
Awesome.
So we say thank you. Cayman Cricket, Sir Dave, we thank you. Mr. Courtney, the president, we thank you also. And our sponsors, CUC. Mr. Neil Murray, you're at the front of that, and we thank you so much. He's always there. He's always present. He's taking pictures. He's giving updates.
I know. I'm so grateful to his updates. Every
Yes.
Monday. Come on time.
Every Monday.
Every
and
Monday.
we also have a link on the CUC website
Yes.
where you can go and view primary school cricket and the schedule, the scores, and everything that is happening.
I love the way he's dedicated to the cricket and the football league, and the write-ups. They're impeccable. I got to get him for basketball. Yeah, we need somebody like that.
He's amazing.
He might have to learn the sport, but
he'll be fine. Even if he doesn't
will-
learn it, he's that good.
Poor thing, he's probably already stretched very thin. Well, all the best, ladies and gentlemen, and to the athletes as well. That's going to be huge. This, like you say, finals week, right? So that's huge. I can't wait. I'll be there.
And thank you, Dionne. We call on you sometimes at the 9th hour, but you are always there. We appreciate
It's
you.
my job. I love what I do. Just make sure you have a fan for me with a little sprinkles of water coming out of it. So that when I'm in the sun.
We're going to request that from CUC. So one of me can help us with that one.
You make sure you tell Neil.
Mr. Neil Murray.
Alrighty, that's it for Sports Extra for tonight. Of course, as you know, Sports Extra is about giving you the latest information on all sports here in the Cayman Islands. Tonight it was bocce and cricket, right? Did you guys get a chance to attend? I know you're busy, but you didn't get a chance to attend the bocce tournament?
It was good, though.
It was amazing. It was
really
amazing.
good.
How they transformed the Lion Center was beautiful. So if you would like the opportunity to be a part of our show, please feel free to email me at sportsextrakman@gmail.com. I'm Dionne Anglin. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for dropping by. Good night.
Thank you.
And God bless.
Good night.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook at Radio Cayman Sports Extra.
You know, as a coach, I thoroughly agree. The athlete has just qualified for the World Championship on the biggest stage in a bar. The guys we've been training for the last 5 months now, so they're in the real highest spirit that they could do well.
It was really infectious. I mean, for a 4-day meet with 2 sessions each day, that's pretty exhausting, and these kids were just rocking the school the whole weekend, so.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
The National Council for Persons with Disabilities is proud to invite members of the public to visit their new website. With this modern, user-friendly design, the site offers accessibility features as well as information and resources for everyone, including persons with disabilities, caregivers, and those with long-term health conditions. The National Council for Persons with Disabilities has been striving to bring accessibility and inclusivity to all residents of the Cayman Islands since 2017. Find out more. Visit www.disabilitycouncil.gov.ky.
For the latest in news and information, tune in to the 6 p.m. News Hour on Radio Cayman 89.9 FM, brought to you by Digicel. Unlock a world of value with Digicel. Get endless streaming on your favorite apps like YouTube and Sportsmax, all at no extra charge. Discover simply more with Digicel.
Music Express.
Music Express.
This is where the ride begins. A magical musical journey.
Music Radio Cayman's Music Express.
And we're 3 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock here on a Tuesday night. Radio Cayman's Music Express. JJ Diceman getting ready to take you up until 10 o'clock with music and entertainment. And right now it is 84 degrees Fahrenheit at Owen Roberts Airport. Thank goodness the temperature has dropped just a wee bit. I see that meteorologically we're going to have a little change in the next couple of days here in Cayman. Might actually get a few raindrops. And the weather radar is back up and running. We jump into the music. It's Shannon, the song Let the Music Play.